I just went and saw Venom 3, and I'm going to be honest with you right off the bat and say this was definitely my least favorite installment in the trilogy. I feel like it goes in order, with number one being my favorite and number two the second favorite. And I'm not going to say I loved those movies. These are definitely not movies I'll rewatch. But at the same time, I don't hate the Venom movies. There were times in the first two movies where I laughed. And same with this movie. There's definitely humor that works, but it's very hit and miss. I feel like they needed to rely more on that dynamic between Venom and Eddie and that bromance they have. I feel like that is where the movie shines when it's focused on Tom Hardy. And there were just too many side characters with stories that I didn't care about. There was a scientist lady who had a brother, and then there's this family. I will admit they were my favorite side characters. They were like looking for Area 51 and aliens, and there were some times they were enjoyable, but still at the same time, I don't know, they just didn't really seem to fit into the overall story. It felt like they were trying to force them in for some laughs and maybe some attempt at like heart, but yeah, I feel like they should have scrapped that storyline and just focused more on Venom. I feel like the movie had some pacing issues. It definitely felt like there was a few scenes that dragged on much longer than they needed to be. I feel like they could have easily cut 15 minutes off the runtime and the movie would have been better for it. So when it comes to the villain and the main storyline, this guy Knoll, I'm probably saying that wrong. Anyway, he's being introduced to set him up for Spider-Man 4, where I think Venom's going to be in it. But then Tom Hardy said he's not going to be in it, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just trying to keep it secret. But yeah, I don't feel like this is a spoiler because it's literally everywhere on the internet that Knoll is going to be the villain in Spider-Man 4, and that's why they're setting him up in this. And then there was the scene with, the TV in Venom 2 where Peter Parker was on the TV, but Spider-Man was on the TV. So obviously there's too many crossovers for them to not cross over and come together at some stage. So who knows what'll happen down the track, but I am invested enough that I will go see another movie because I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man and I really enjoy Venom as a character, even if I don't always love the movies as a whole. So yeah, who knows what'll happen with that. But at the same time, I feel like the stakes aren't that high in this movie. If it's obvious there's going to be more Venom movies, let's just say that. So there is a mid-credit scene and also a post-credit scene. I don't personally feel like the post-credit scene was worth staying for, but if you're really invested in this story, stay for that. But ultimately, I feel like this is a movie with an identity crisis. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It wanted to be a road trip movie. It wanted to be a standard superhero movie. Like I said before, it just needed to focus. The first two movies felt like they had a coherent storyline and they knew where they wanted to go, but this one just felt like it was all over the place. So yeah, I know I haven't said much positive about this, but to be honest, I didn't really find too many redeeming things about this. Yeah, like I said, it made me laugh a few times, but that was about it. Tom Hardy gave a good performance. He's a great actor, but yeah, there was a weird dance scene with Mrs. Chen, is it? I enjoyed her character in the first two movies, but in this movie, like, they just stuck her in to awkwardly dance with Venom, and yeah, I don't know. I just would say this is a 5 out of 10 for me personally. Let me know what you think of it down below if you've seen it. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. It really helps me out. Thanks, guys.